Hey, what's up, everybody? Another segment of one coach's opinion. Like I said before, it's just that, an opinion, not a fact, not a debate. It's just what I think. And I'd like to hear what you think too. The other day, I was watching some sparring, and I was watching a guy basically take a lot of shots, a tremendous lot of shots. And, you know, he didn't go to sleep or nothing. He just continued to take the shots. You know, and, you know, I remarked about it. You know, it wasn't really my fight. I remarked about it. Didn't say nothing to him. But, you know, I was like, man, you know, you can assess the amount of shots. And some of the guys said, yeah, but he can take a punch. And that's what I want to talk about. The term can take a punch. Because it's two things it means to me. Now, one, what I really got off the deal was, if you go get the fattest headgear, I'm not even talking about competition headgear, but one of those big fat title training headgears that you basically cannot even slip punches in because it's so fat. Because like wearing a big pillow on your face. You're sparring in 18-ounce gloves. Most likely, your hands are protected, at least the way I protect my fighters' hands, with a lot more cushioning maybe in the fights, because you want them hitting the bags hard, you want them doing stuff, so they need a hand protection. And you're eating these shots. It doesn't mean you can take a punch. It might mean you need to work on your defense. It definitely means you need to work on your defense. And it doesn't mean you can take a punch, because bottom line is when that headgear comes off and the pad on the knuckle gets smaller and tighter because it's taped the right way, and you're in a 10-ounce glove or less, you're not going to be able to take those shots. You get knocked out, you'll get put to sleep. So the term take a punch, and a lot of coaches could be guilty for it, because I've seen fighters, when they're getting less of a sparring session, drop their guards, give open face, let a guy hit him 5 or 6 times in the head, you know what I'm saying, looking at it like, you can't punch, blah, blah, blah. But you're not really learning nothing off that. And a good coach needs to explain to his boxer what a headgear is for. It's not so you can take an excessive amount of punches. It's so when you get hit with that right shot that everybody knows will be a knockout shot in a fight, he can explain to his fighter that would be a knockout shot. And I'm glad you had this headgear on, because that's how we learn not to get hit with that shot anymore. That's what the headgear is for. To teach you how not to get hit. Not to teach you how to take more punches. Not to teach you how to drop your guards. So the term can take a punch. I mean, sure, there are guys that can take more abuse than other guys. But that's not what a headgear is for. And the second thing with being able to take a punch, I'd like to say, to me, taking a punch doesn't always mean you didn't get knocked out. Taking a punch, to me, also means you took this shot, you brushed it off, and you continue to go on with your game plan. Because another form of not being able to take a punch is you getting hit with a shot, forgetting about everything your corner is telling you, and just doing your own thing. Because you done got caught with a punch, and you're not thinking anymore. You got caught with a punch, and you threw your whole game plan out the window because you got caught with the right shot. That's also a form of not being able to take a punch. You know what I'm saying? When your fighter goes way off course because he gets hit with one shot, that's also a form of not being able to take a punch. It ain't always the guy goes to sleep. That's the easy not being able to take a punch. But if you got a game plan and your fighter gets hit with one shot, or maybe 2, or a good shot that makes him go off the course and start slugging it out, or start backing up or start running or start doing anything that isn't in your game plan, that's also a form of not being able to take a punch. I mean, in some cases, a fighter can make an adjustment. I'll give you that. But not being able to take a punch doesn't always mean the fighter went to sleep or he got knocked out. The fighter could have gave a whole different fight plan. It's been plenty of times I've seen in the back of fights where coach said, man, as soon as you got caught with that punch, you threw everything out the window. You can watch TV sometimes. That's why I don't go to fight parties a lot, because I like to listen to what the corners are saying. I like that education. And sometimes the corners might be telling him, man, look, what are you doing? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. But it could be he got hit in the 5th round, and from the 6th round on up, he wasn't the same fighter. That punch made a difference. You know, so that's another form of not being able to really take a punch too, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, the right punch, I call them mind changes, can change the course of any fight. I'm giving you that. But sometimes it's not the right punch. It could be humiliation. It could be just a good shot. So I guess the point today is, and I don't know how you coaches feel, headgears aren't made so guys can take punches and eat a lot of punches. They're made so you can show them defense while they're learning on the job, while they're sparring. But you know, if guys are taking 8 flesh shots straight and shaking it off because they got a fat headgear, you should stop it and say, hey man, look, you know, you need to work on your defense, or you need to stop sparring. I mean, there are some coaches that might let them learn by, you know, just keep taking a brutal punching. But you know, some coaches will say, look, if he keeps hitting you with the same shot, you need to learn to block that shot. You know, we need to work at this and then try again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And that's something you kind of learn in the amateurs when you get 8 counts and, you know, I'm not hurt. It's how the ref feels you reacted to the punch. You know what I'm saying? The pros is different. On the amateurs, you get 8 counts because the ref feels it was a hard shot, and it's how you react. If you stumble, I mean, it's certain things that you can look for to make him say, okay, you know, that's going to give an 8 count. But back to the subject, man, you know, being able to take a punch is not just the fact that, you know, you don't get knocked out or you don't have knockouts on your record. A lot of times the guys don't have a lot of knockouts because they have better defense, or they know how to roll punches off, or they catch punches, or you know, sometimes you just got a guy with a hell of a chin. I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? And that's them guys sometimes that you don't understand later on in their career. They sound like a beat. But like I'm saying, headgear is not so you can take more punishment. That's not the purpose of headgear. The purpose of headgear is so you can correct defensive mistakes. That's the purpose of a headgear. So stop when you're getting humiliated and spun, or guys getting the best of you, stop dropping your hands and letting them and eating 8 or 9 punches and looking at him saying, yeah, you can't hit. It don't make a difference, because guess what? You're not training for him anyway. You're probably training for a guy that can hit, and you're not gonna have a headgear on, and you're gonna go to sleep. So that's one coach's opinion today, man, basically on the purpose of a headgear and training a fighter to know what's going on and why he has a headgear and what the headgear is properly for, not so you can absorb a lot of punishment. Thanks, man. Y'all have a good day.